I want to punch this film. 93%. More like $93,000 sent to reviewers to pay him off. Can't pay me off. It's not true. I did take a sponsor for this video, so I can be bought.
Of course this is happening.
Can you say that again? I couldn't quite get that.
Of course this is happening.
Do you guys know what he's saying?
Of course this is happening.
I wish that he would be a little bit more audible. Speaking of which, I got something to tell you guys. But she's gonna go to New York, and once they land, she's gonna tell him that she got into Berkeley. They're gonna be an hour apart. But my feeling is that she's gonna call an audible, and she's not gonna tell him once they land. Speaking of audibles, let's talk about today's sponsor, Audible.
I'm jealous.
I'm jealous. I can just tell when someone's trying too hard. And the reason I can do that is because I like listening to people talk, which is why I'm signed up for Audible, today's sponsor. There are so many perks to being famous. Do you know how many things famous people get for free that everyday other people don't get? It saves famous people so much money, which is unfair. It's unfair. However, I have great news. There's a way to save yourself some money, and that's with honey. I just love it. Actually, before we get too far, I wanted to talk about this really cool Hunger Games merch I bought from this street vendor in Florida. Do you see these? These are the official earpieces that the games makers used inside of the games maker facilities. It's so cool. The guy only charged me $600. He said they're worth like 3 times that. Hey, wait a second. These are Raycons. Oh my god. I know what's going on. I can't believe I was so dumb. Raycons were the official earpieces of the Hunger Games? How did I never know this? For legal reasons, I should say that Raycons are not the official sponsors of the Hunger Games. However, they are the sponsor of my video, which arguably is better. Don't answer her phone! See, this girl is trifling through Minka Kelly's stuff. That's the problem. Minka Kelly, you need better security. One way to keep your password secure is with NordPass. Oh, the audio.
This is the tape from about 10 seconds before we woke up.
Sign up for NordVPN.
Guys, the demon wants you to sign up for NordVPN. Okay, he gets a pass on this, right? Unless he's lying. Which I would not put past him. If only there was some way where she could track his movements. But if you're Noah Centineo, one way to avoid being tracked is through NordVPN. No, there is no fur on that hand. My god. Guys, if you want to see good animation, you just had to ask. All you gotta do is go to crunchyroll.com/DylanIsInTrouble. And we're into the ad read. Hey, you guys want to hear my werewolf howl? Oh. It's so weird. For some reason, my howl isn't audible. You know where we're going from here. That's not the only reason I know they're stupid. They are physically breaking into homes when real criminals know that all the money is online. You see where I'm going with this? This video is sponsored by NordVPN. Thank you, Nord. I just hate this mole man. I hate him so much that I want to throw something. Whatever's nearest. My phone? Thrown. Oh no! I threw my phone, which is fragile. I hope it's okay. Wow, look at that. Perfectly fine. Still works. Thank goodness. Or rather, thank Rhino Shield for protecting my phone. Speaking of Rhino Shield, while this is a coincidence, I didn't bring this up on purpose to lead into an ad, but today's video is sponsored by Rhino Shield. I feel bad for this kid because he had no protection. This is what happens, people, when you are not protected. One way to protect yourself is with NordVPN. I can sing. Dog, what? That's not good enough for like a TikTok. Much less the pilot on a fucking network show. Farts sound horrible, but do you know what sounds pleasant? Literally anything on Audible. You know what she needs to do? She needs to stop, drop, and roll. She's on fire. And if she happens to roll down some stairs, break her bones, it's a little crunch. It's a little crunch in your bones. Stop, drop, roll, crunch. Stop, drop, roll, crunch. Roll, crunch. Crunch, roll, crunchy roll. Today's video is sponsored by Crunchyroll. One thing I'm wondering is if the Gossip Girl blog ever got hacked. You know, like someone got into the Gossip Girl blog and they did a whole arc where somebody was posting as the Gossip Girl because the Gossip Girl didn't have a strong enough password on her account. One way the Gossip Girl could have protected herself is if she used NordPass. Today's sponsor!
What about romance? Oh, please.
You want to romance a farmhand? Oh, honey. Speaking of honey, today's video is it's sponsored. If you guys think I'm at all attractive, you should hit the like button. That way, I can look at the likes and say, wow, this is a function of my beauty. Speaking of function of beauty, today's video is sponsored.
Let's see what's next. Oh, function of beauty, shampoo, and conditioner. Wow, Kennedy, great addition to the box. You definitely added these. I didn't put these in here afterwards so that I could do an ad lead in because Function of Beauty sponsored this video. Okay, I did do that.
I think it's now time to jump to the finale. Sorry to anyone who was excited for me to watch Season 2, Episode 1. I decided to pull an Audible and watched Season 1, Episode 2 instead. Oh, what's that? You were expecting me to kick it to an Audible ad read? Oh, come on, guys. Not every time I use the word Audible, I'm doing an ad read. Sometimes I just use the word. It's part of my vernacular, okay? So let's go on to Season 9. I'm gonna click it. There's no ad read. I'm gonna click the button and play.
Oh, no, it is sponsored. It is sponsored.
Today's video is sponsored by Audible. That's great for her. She's gonna get her business off the ground. That's how she does it. That's how she gets her fashion business off the ground. Look at that. Good for her. Most people, if they want to start a business, they gotta save a lot of money. One way that you could save money is with honey. Also, I think girls are just attracted to guys who are skilled. Guys who just have skills in general. And those are things that you can work on. There are platforms that help you grow your skill sets. Skillshare would be one of them. Yeah, it's sponsored. Hold on a second. Something looks different with him. His hair looks better than it was the last film. Maybe he's using Function of Beauty custom shampoo and conditioner. I bet that's what it is. You know, I think one way that he could step up his game is like if he really got into like vampire stories so that he could more act like vampires. I think one way that he could do that is if he signed up for Audible. Speaking of which, today's video is sponsored by Audible. That was such a good segue. I am the king of segues.